Hello and welcome to Pilates Beginners class number 2. We're going to start today on all fours. So if you'd like to bring your wrists under your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips, make sure those legs are hip distance. And I'd like you to pull your belly button in a good 20%, okay, as you breathe laterally into your rib cage and into the back of the body here, okay, rather than here. So pull that belly in, and at the same time draw your shoulder blades into that soft V, that shoulder stabilization as we take it down the spine, so the back of your neck is long as you look slightly ahead of the hands rather than dropping their head, okay? So the shoulders are pulled away from those ears. Now we're engaging our lat muscles here as well as our abdominals, okay? I want you to take a deep inhale into your nose, and on your exhale, we tuck the tailbone underneath our bottom. We round the lower back. We pull the belly a little bit more as we arch now into the upper back and bring our nose towards our belly button. On your next inhale, you're going to flick the tailbone up to the ceiling first, dip the lower spine, squeeze the blades back and look up, and keep the belly slightly pulled in. And we're going to exhale, keep that belly in, tuck the tail under, round the lower back, then the middle, then the upper, then the head comes down, nose to belly. Inhale to a neutral spine. Just the neutral spine. Now on our next inhale, we're going to lift our right arm up. Option just bends at the elbow, otherwise extend. We come back down. Let's do the same with the left. We breathe in. We exhale back, and we're trying to get some nice openness in the chest here. We're keeping the hips facing down, so we don't want to rotate the body. This is pure movement in the upper and back. And down. Let's do one more. We're going to breathe in, and this time we're going to hold it. We're going to try and open up through this side, push into that left hand, and try and stack your shoulders one on top of each other. Exhale, we take the hand through the needle, and we take a whole ear and shoulder down to the floor as the bottom rises up to the ceiling. Let's see if you can get more rotation by getting the back of that right shoulder on the floor. Take a deep inhale into your rib cage and nose, and on your exhale through the mouth, pull the belly in and come back to the start position. Let's do the other side. So we're going to inhale, take the left arm up this time, looking up at that left hand, keep the left hip facing down, and exhale through the needle, drop the head and shoulders. Try and get the back of that left shoulder on the mat. Let the bottom rise and drop. Let any tension leave the body, especially in the neck and shoulders. And we're going to use that lat muscle, okay, this muscle here, and pull the belly in. You can put your hand there, and as you come up, feel it working, okay, the belly as well. So these are the muscles that we work, as well as our abdominals and our glutes. Now we're going to squeeze our glutes. And we're going to lift up that pelvic floor. So think about, if you're a lady, stopping the P mid-flow. Gentlemen, I see water coming up those legs. We're going to lift up those regions. So we engage that pelvic floor. We bring our sternum down to meet it. Okay, pull the belly in. Lats engaging. Let's lift those knees 1 millimeter off the floor. Keep the shoulders back away from the ears. Inhale, lower. Now, option, just do one knee. Okay, but the pelvis must not move. The upper back must not change shape. We inhale, lower. We do one more. We're going to exhale, pull that belly in. Use those arm muscles, draw the shoulder blades back. And release. Now let's hit those knees wide and come into our child's pose. We're going to bring our nose to the floor and our forehead, and the crown of the head is reaching away from your tail. Trying to sink those armpits a little bit lower into the floor. We're going to exhale now. We're going to round through the spine. So tuck the tail under, pull the belly button in. The shoulders are coming forward, and once they get to your wrists, then you restack. Now bring your knees together. Again, well, when I say together, I mean hip distance, but they're underneath your hips. Now we're going to come into 4-point kneel swim. Okay, now imagine you've got a tray of drinks on your back here, and that tray must not fall off your back, okay? Think about the most important things on that tray, the most important china that you might have, or something fragile that you want to keep protected. So you must not move that lower back. That is your pelvis round here, the bony pelvis around this area. Don't move it at all. Remember, these muscles are engaging, our belly's engaged, and our shoulders are in that shoulder stabilization principle movement, yeah? So we're gonna inhale, and we're just slide your right leg away from you. Now keep the right hip facing down, keep that tray of drinks on your back, and pull that right leg to the back wall. Inhale, lower. And on our exhale, we pull back to the start position carefully. Now, any pressure on those wrists, just roll the mat over, okay, if you need to. Otherwise, don't go out so far. Otherwise, just try the left leg. We inhale, slide out. Now, make sure that tray drink stays on your back. Don't move the pelvis. We exhale and we lengthen. Now, pull that left toe to the back wall. Pull, pull, pull. It's not about height, it's about length. We inhale, lower, and we exhale, slide in. Should we do that again? So inhale, slide the right leg, and we exhale, pull. Don't move any other part of the body. We inhale, lower, we exhale in, and do the left, breathing into the nose and out through the mouth. Keep your armpit muscles engaged, keep lifting up through your abs and your lats. Inhale, lower, exhale, back in. Inhale, right leg. Now squeeze your butt, okay? Your right glute is firing. Now let's hold it here. Now, you can either stay here and just hold this position, otherwise slide your left fingertips forward and just stay there. Now you can either just stay here, you've got to keep that tray where it is. Now if you want to, see if you can lift the arm up or pull it forward. I want the shoulders back, and keep that tray of drinks on your back. The right hip is facing down equally with the left. We inhale and we exhale back in. Let's do one more on the other side, then we'll rest. We're going to first of all take that left leg out and we exhale to pull. And keep pulling that leg. Imagine someone's got hold of your ankle and they're pulling it back. Keep the belly engaged. And we're going to inhale, slide that right arm forward. Now, option, you can always just stay here, yeah? Otherwise, exhale. See if you can drive those fingertips away from the opposite toe. Keep the pelvis still, belly in. We inhale, lower. We exhale back in. Take the knees wide and come into your child's pose. Drop everything down to the floor and take a moment. Give those wrists a little bit of rotation. So, other direction. Let's bring ourselves up now, and we're going to come onto our bottoms. So bring out those legs in front of you. Now, if you've got tight hamstrings, keep your legs bent for me. Otherwise, we straighten the legs. Do whatever feels comfortable for you. The most important thing here is that you've got the L shape. So the spine must be tall. Okay, so if you're rounding that lower back, bend your knees. You're not quite there yet, but that's okay. That's where I started. Okay, with practice, you will stretching, okay, and practice, you'll be able to get the L shape, but otherwise bend the knees for now. Okay, most important thing, belly in, the belt around the waist, and lengthen like a thread from your coccyx, your tailbone, yeah, all the way through the spine, and it's taking the crown of your head up to the ceiling. Now if you feel the kink happening here, your hip flexors are tight, bend the knees, okay. We're going to stretch them out in a minute, okay? So we're going to start off by bringing your arms out in front of you. Now the arms are at shoulder height, and I want you to work the arms, but relax the neck and shoulders. So we're going to draw those shoulder blades back into those back pockets. Yeah, so if you imagine, we're going to breathe it in, round the shoulders forward. Now exhale, draw the shoulder blades together and down the spine. Feel that muscle in between your shoulder blades. Should be quite uncomfortable, okay, because this is not a normal position for us to be in. Now I want you to inhale and tuck your tailbone underneath your bottom. Bring your ribs down towards your hip bones and pull your belly in. We're rounding that lower back. On your exhale through the mouth, you're going to pull the belly button in, and we're going to round forward into spine stretch. Now option, place the hands on the floor if that feels more comfortable. We're not really worried about where the fingers are. It's about the crown of the head reaching to the fingers. So the elbows can be bent. So you're nice and relaxed here. Now we're going to inhale to restack the spine and exhale to draw those blades back. Now let's go again. We tuck the tail under on our inhale. So breathing in, keep the belly slightly engaged, keep the ribs pulling down towards our hip bones, lift up the pelvic floor now, exhale, round up and over an imaginary beach ball, and elbows bent slightly, so we're not worried about the fingers, it's more about the crown of the head driving away from your tail, and your heels flexing away from your tailbone. Hamstring stretch as you push those thighs down, and also a spine stretch. Let's inhale to restack, pull your belly in, exhale, draw the blades back. Go a little bit lower, place the hands around your legs if you need to. Drive those thighs actively away, abs, rib to hip connection, up and over into capital C shape with the spine. Capital C, not the fingers, the crown, through to the heels. Bend the knees if you need to. We're going to inhale one more time. L shape. Exhale, draw the blades back into those back backs. Drop the shoulders, but keep the arms long. Tuck the tail under on our inhale. Rib to hip connection stays there. Don't pop the back. Belly in, round the lower back, round the lower back, round the lower back. Up and over. Drive those heels actively away. The crown driving forward. Breathing in, let's restack that spine and take a moment by bending the knees. Well done. So we're just going to come into some more mobility work now onto our shoulders. I want you to breathe in as you take your right arm over your head and inhale. Let's do 3 more. Now remember, when we lift up, I want you to lift up through your lat muscles. Let's do 1 more. The lat muscle comes up to the outer armpit and we squeeze it on the way down. Let's do the other side. Yeah, we're not going into the neck and shoulders. The shoulder does not rise. It stays where it is because this is the muscle that's working. Beautiful. Okay, so let's get some nice mobility in that shoulder joint. Just roll the shoulders forward and up, back and down. Good. We're going to go all the way to the floor this time. So when you're ready, you can either keep your hands behind your legs, and we'll probably do that just for this one time. We're going to place the hands here. If you want to, you can extend the legs. It's entirely up to you. Otherwise, here. Now, tall spine. We're going to exhale this time, so we're going all the way to the floor. Tuck the tail under, pull the belly in. You don't round the shoulders, it's here that we round. So keep the chest open, yeah? Chest stays open. Round the lower back, pull that belly in. And now the abs are firing, yeah? Strong legs, round that lower back, middle back, upper back on the floor, and make sure your head is on the floor. Beautiful. Now, we're going to start off today by placing our hands on our hip bones. Legs are hip distance, and they're kind of in line with the hips, the knees are in line with the hips, okay? We're going to place our hands here on those hips, and just be aware of your lower abdominals. You'll feel them working here. Okay, as you pull the belly in, you'll feel some tension in that lower abdominal, and that's what we're going to be working. So we're going right back to basics again, and we're going to come into hip twists. We're going to start off really just remembering about the cable from the belly to the knee. Remember that cable we spoke about? So on your inhale, take your right knee down to the floor. Okay, don't go too far. Now don't let that the bottom cheek come off the floor on the right side, on your left side, yeah? Now on your exhale, pull it back in with the cable, yeah? Remember that belly pulls in and the cable is attached to the belly, yeah? Let's do the other leg. We're going to inhale, take your left leg out, and keep the pelvis completely still, and exhale, pull it back in with your abdominals, yeah? And repeat, right leg, breathing in, and on your exhale, you pull back to the start position, breathing into the nose. Now that pelvis should not move. Exhale, pull back in with the abdominals, remember that drawbridge. Yeah, so you imagine you've got like a marble now on your lower belly, and you don't want that marble to fall, to go either side, okay, to come off your belly button, or just below your belly, yeah. So unlike the tray of drinks on your back, when we were in 4-point meal, now we've got a little marble on our lower abs, where your hands are. Don't let it roll to one side. So what we're doing here is keeping that pelvis really still while we move the legs. And what are we working? The lower abdominals to bring that leg back. Not your hip flexor, it's coming from the belly. If you imagine the cable from the knee to the belly, the cable is slack. We're going to tighten the cable and then we pull it back in with our abs. Okay, so if you have a ball, you can always bring a ball and put it in between your legs and squeeze that ball and connect the pelvic floor and think about those adductors, those inner thighs. If you haven't got a ball, don't worry. Just keep those legs hip distance, but imagine a ball in between your legs and suck up that pelvic floor muscle. Okay, we're going to take the arms out to the side, just at shoulder height, and draw those blades back into those back pockets, and we're going to keep looking forward. Don't look to the side. We look forward towards our knees. We've got a double chin, yeah? I'm going to inhale over to your right. And I want you to think about your left rib to waist. Squeeze those 2 points together. Squeeze the ball if you have one to drive back to the center, and think about that cable as well. Lots to think about. Over to the side. So we don't come without thought. We come back thinking about our belly, the cable, yeah, and also now our right rib to hip. Bring them closer together to pull that leg back, those legs back in. Breathing in, over to one side. Exhale, squeeze the ball if you've got one, pull back in. Yeah, so this is the hip twist, beginner level, where we're just thinking about using the abs to bring those legs back. Now your bottom is going to come off the floor this time, that's okay, but think about your rib to hip connection and your belly pulling in towards your spine. The head doesn't move, it's just a hip twist. It's just from here down that's twisting. Now, we're gonna bring one leg up. So if you've got a ball, you can still keep it here. Otherwise, you don't need a ball, yeah? You can always just have one leg up. Now let's go again. We breathe in and go over to our right. And we exhale to pull back into the center. We inhale over to the side. Now don't you lift the shoulders. And don't go into your neck and shoulders, yeah? It's all happening from the ribs down. Breathing in, breathing out, pull from the belly. Inhale, last one on this side, and pull back in. Now take that leg to the floor, let's take the other leg up. We breathe it in, and keep that other shoulder on the floor, yeah? One shoulder might start to lift, we don't want that. So if you're feeling your shoulders, back of the shoulders coming to the floor, you've gone too far. Pull from the belly, remember the cable. Always think cable, concentrate. Are my neck and shoulders relaxed? Yeah, breathing in, breathing out. Now you can either stay there and repeat one leg only, two on each side. Otherwise, let's see if we can come to tabletop. So bring one leg up, knee over hip, okay? Shin parallel to the floor. Now make sure that lower back is in contact with the floor. It's lengthened by bringing your lowest ribs down towards your hip bones. Exhale, bring your other leg up. Okay, so now both legs are at tabletop and your arms are going to be out to the sides. We're going to inhale and see if you can go over again to your right. Now open up that left rib to hip. Yeah, now you're going to shut it, squeeze the belly and pull back to the start position. So belly pulled in and you pull it a bit more to come back to the start position. And your heels don't drop, make sure those heels are in line with your knees. Pull the belly in to come back to the center, over to the other side. Pull the belly in to come back. Let's do one more, breathing in. Exhale back. And over to the side. So you can always put that ball in between your legs if you've got one, and in a thigh squeeze. And let's bring those knees into your chest. Okay, you should have felt that in your abdominals, your lower abdominals, yeah, as you were pulling those legs back in. The neck and shoulders are meant to be relaxed. Hip twist, okay? Now we're going to come back to the tabletop position again, where we had our knees over our hips and our shins parallel to the floor. And your lower back is lengthened into the mat. Okay, so you aren't popping here and creating any tension in that lower back, okay? Hands can be on the lower abdominals, okay? We're going to go back to what we did last time in the beginner session 1. We're going to inhale, tap the right toe to the floor, then use that cable to pull back into the center. Let's go with the other leg. Inhale, tap. Pull back in to the start. Let's go again. Breathing in. Squeeze the throat muscle. Exhale. And the left. And pull back in. Beautiful. Now, let's see if we can do both legs. So keep the toes really close to the bottom. Pull back in, abs. So when you breathe in, keep the belly slightly pulled in. Breathe into the ribs. Exhale, pull back. Now, see if you can take those toes a little bit further away from your bottom. Now you should feel it. If you want to, lift the head and the shoulders to work your upper abdominals. You tap both toes down to the floor and you pull back up with your lower abs. Yeah, breathing in, breathing out. Beautiful. Now if that's too much, just stick to one leg. Breathing in, breathing out. And the lower or the further away that toe goes from the bottom, the more work we have on our lower abdominals. Put your hand there if you want to. Feel it working. Yes, otherwise, both legs for a couple more times. Yeah. And one more. Breathing in. Keep that lower back lengthened and pull back in. Well done. So, that is the scissor, but we've just done a bit of double leg tap downs, and you should really feel that. It's quite a challenging exercise to make sure it doesn't go into the back. So you must bring your ribs to your hips. Okay, we're going to bring our heels now down on the floor again and in line with those sit bones, legs at hip distance, and if you have that ball, put it in between your legs, high, not on your knees, up, yeah? And you're going to look again towards your knees, arms by the sides. We're going to exhale, we're going to tuck the tailbone underneath the bottom, and you'll feel that lower back lengthening into the floor. Now squeeze the ball a bit more and peel that spine off the floor. Hoisting up those hips to the ceiling. Chin to chest here, so your head's on the floor, but you're looking at your knees. Yeah, relax the neck and shoulders by pulling the shoulders down and looking from side to side. And bring the gaze back to the ball. We keep breathing into our rib cage here, keep lifting. On your next exhale, we're going to bring our upper back down first, our middle back, our lower back, and then we flick the tail up at the end. Let's go again. Exhale, tuck the tail under, pull the belly in and peel that spine off the floor. Hoisting those hips up. We exhale, upper back, middle back, lower back, and flick the tail up. Now let's see if we can go up again. Peel the spine off the floor, hoisting those hips up, pushing into all 5 toes and heels. Now this time we're going to hold the position and keep lifting up that bottom on every exhale because it will drop without you even realizing. We're going to breathe in, take the arms over the head, exhale out to the sides and in. Exhale, lift a bit higher with that bottom. Squeeze the ball if you've got it. We're breathing in, we're breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Let's do a couple more. Breathing in, keep the shoulders down, keep lifting up to your bottom, all 5 toes, bottom cheeks on the lifting up to the ceiling. Bring the arms down by the sides. Inhale, exhale, upper back down first, middle back, lower back, and flick the tail up. Wow, okay, good. So take the ball out now if you have that ball, and we're just going to take the right leg over the left. We're going to take both hands out to the sides. Right leg over the left, and take both legs over to your left as you look over to your right. Getting a nice stretch here in your right lumbar spine, as well as perhaps in your glute. Yeah. So just take that bottom leg a little bit lower to the floor. And if you want to, you would extend that top leg. Flex the heel actively away from your bottom, looking in the opposite direction. And keep that right shoulder on the floor. Bend the knees, stack them together. Now remember, we pull the belly in. Yeah, think about that right rib to hip connection. Pull that leg back into the start position. Let's take the left leg over the right. And now we're going to go over to our right as we look over to our left. Both shoulders, back of the shoulders on the floor equally at shoulder height, palms facing up from the shoulder joint. Allow that bottom leg to go over a little bit more to get more twist. Relax and take that top leg out if you want to and flex it. Lengthen from the heel all the way to the bottom, and you'll get a beautiful stretch down the IT band, out of thigh. Let's bend the knees, stack them together, pull the belly in. Now the left rib to hip is really open. We're going to bring the left rib down to the hip bone and pull the legs back to the start position. Bring your knees into your chest. Beautiful, well done. Okay, so when you're ready now, we're going to bring our chin to our chest and our ribs to our hips, and just place our hands around our shins here. Draw the shoulder blades back down the spine and see if you can just round the spine a little bit more. And release. Let's come onto our sides, push your hand into the floor and come up now onto your front. We're going to come onto our fronts and we're going to start off now by placing our hands under our forehead. I want you to tuck your tailbone underneath your bottom, pull your belly button in. We're going to drive that right leg away from you on your exhale, pull, and inhale to release. Let's do the same with the left, pull. Now squeeze your glutes, your butt cheeks together, yeah, and release. Let's do that again. We're going to exhale, right leg, and keep the leg long, and release. Pull. Imagine someone's got hold of your ankle there, pulling that leg away, keep their hip bones equally on the floor. Now, options, stay and do that again. Yeah, otherwise, see if you can drive both legs. Now, go lower, and focus on length. Your pubic bone is in the mat, your tail is tucked, your belly is in. And release. Let's do that again. Squeeze your butt cheeks, pull the belly in, tuck the tail under. And release. So give your hips a little shake out. All right, now we're going to come into swan. So make sure those shoulder blades are back down the spine. We're going to place our hands under our forehead. Now I need you to push down into the hands and draw your shoulder blades back. We're going to breathe in. I want you to pull your belly in and push the chest forward and pull the belly in and feel your armpit muscles here working your lats. You're pushing your collarbone forward, your shoulders back. Your head is slightly lifted, but we don't flex the back of the neck. Okay? And we're going to release. So we're going to inhale to come up, pull the belly in, draw your shoulder blades together, activate your lats. It's more about pushing forward, and release on your exhale. Let's go again. We push forward on our inhale, draw the blades back, exhale to lower. Let's do one more. We push forward with the collarbone, but draw the shoulders back, long back of the neck. Now, on your exhale, we lower and we're going to drive those toes away. When you need to inhale, you lower the legs, push the ground down with your arms and push the chest forward. Keep the shoulders back. Exhale through the mouth. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Keep that belly in and tuck the tail to avoid the lower back doing the work. Breathing in one more time. Exhale. And release. Just give those hips a little shake out. Well done. Well done. So we're just going to start off now and end up by just putting your right hand around to take your right foot. And just try and push that foot into the hand. Keep the right bottom cheek on the floor. Yeah, on the mat. Yeah, but see if you can lift the knee. Yeah, it may not happen, and that's fine. Just try to stretch out your quads here. Keep the bottom in, the belly in, and see if you can just push that knee away from you. Push the foot into the hand, open up the right shoulder, and release. Now, if you've got flexibility issues here, you can always put a band around your ankle. Yeah, always get hold of the leg here. Go further up your whatever leggings you've got on, yeah? Otherwise, if you can, push the foot into the hand, make sure you've got the meaty part of your foot, yeah, don't go into the toes, make sure you're not going too high up onto the toes, it's got to be further in between, near the ankle joint, okay? Push the foot actively away from you, and that will take the hand back. You'll open up your left shoulder now, keep the left hip bone facing down with your bottom, and the knees trying to rise up. Don't worry, there's no movement, it's about the feeling of that. And release. Well done. Let's now place our hands underneath our shoulders. Pull the belly in to bring yourself up to a seat in 4-point nil position, and just drop those heels, your bottom into your heels as you take those hands forward. Back into child's pose here. Forehead on the floor, crown driving away from your tail. Lengthen through the spine here from the crown to the tail. Now on your exhale, we're going to round the spine. We're going to bring ourselves up to that 4-point nil position again. Now we're going to inhale, take your right arm up to the ceiling again. Lifting up through your left armpit muscle, pull the belly in, keep the right hip facing down. We're going to exhale through the knee. See if you can drop the hips into the floor as well. Option, keep the bottom in the air. Come back to the start position. Let's do the other side. Inhale, left arm. Exhale through the needle. Drop the hips if you can to get further intense stretch. Otherwise, keep the bottom lifted. And come back to the start position. Well done, everybody. I hope you enjoyed today's session. Hopefully, if you've got any feedback or any comments, then please do leave them at the bottom of the video. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you.